Hey there, we are back. I am Robbie English, and I have with me today Carrie Sietsema and Nelson Chang. We're talking about Austin's Tech Corridor neighborhoods. How are you, Carrie? Nelson, how are you both?
Doing great.
I'm doing good. I don't like this
Hanging in
cold.
there. I
Got,
don't like it. I'm
yeah,
like, this is not fair.
got a major headache right now. It's just that pressure building up. But yesterday was nice. Got that windy, overcast feel, but 70 something degrees, and now it's 41 degrees outside, I think.
Yeah, I was in shorts yesterday, and I'm in a coat today. It's not
Yeah.
fair.
It's sometimes you'll have curveballs like that. Got to sleep with that heater and
I
wake up
know.
with that air conditioning sometimes. Who knows how it works? I said that backwards. I don't know if you got that. Go to sleep.
Today is backwards day. We're just going to do everything backwards. So, yeah, why not do it? So, we actually are doing the show a little bit different today because we picked three different communities that are all based around Austin's tech corridor. Our tech sector continues to grow. We have these amazing companies that come in, and some that were started here and are still here. But we wanted to really look and explore, and we kind of picked some of the neighborhoods that we thought would be beneficial for those who are coming from other cities right around Austin, or even making the big move from, California coming on into Austin. So, Carrie, I believe you chose Millwood, didn't you?
I did.
Okay.
Yes. Millwood.
And I did Great Hills in the Arboretum area, which in Barrington Oaks, it's all kind of right there. It's kind of across 183 from Carrie's area. And then Nelson,
I
um,
chose
you
the.
chose something totally extra and totally uncommon. What was that you chose?
It's a community by Heinz called Mirador, and it right now
Mirador?
has Mirador. I said it with the Spanish twist.
I
That's
know. Say it the way you say it.
Mirador.
Mirador.
So that is how it's pronounced in my language, but in English we'll be pronouncing it Mirador. And it is a community that is a future development, and we're excited to see what it has. But stay tuned, and you'll hear more about it. Right?
Yeah. So that's like going to be a little bit more on the southeast side, right?
Yeah, I have a
Okay,
lot to
so
talk about that.
let's travel up north, actually northwest Austin, and let's turn it over to Carrie. And Carrie's going to talk about the Millwood area, which is one of my nicer favorite options out there. So, Carrie,
Yeah.
good choice. Good choice.
Yeah. Love Millwood. Actually lived up in the area for about 7 years. Really enjoyed it. Great infrastructure up there. I always liked like how wide the roads were, how well kept the roads were. Great
Co-
cycling to do up there too. You have Palmer Lane, which is a great cycling corridor, as well as all the neighborhood streets, which I always really enjoyed riding through. So as far as where Millwood is located, it's going to be off of Mopac North, right around the Palmer area, going all the way up to about Anderson Mill, going north. So it's a pretty expansive area that's called Millwood, and it has a bunch of smaller neighborhoods that are kind of encompassed in with it. There are about 12,000 people living there, so pretty decent population. Um, median age of people living there is about 35. You've got about 60% college educated people, so a lot of higher education there. About 18% actually have a grad degree. So
wow. Dang.
That's
They seem educated. So,
very
isn't that like right across from Apple?
woo.
it is.
And
Yes.
what
So
the Apple current campus that they were using before the new one, it's like part of that neighbor. It's on the same side of the road as that neighborhood.
correct. It is literally in Millwood, that original Apple campus that's been there for, many, many years. And then they're opening up the new one that's going to be kind of right across Palmer from that. And while that's not technically in Millwood, it's literally across the street from the border of what's called Millwood. So,
Well,
great access.
Nelson brought up this amazing thought process a couple of shows ago, talking about when he lived in California, or people who currently live in California, they're used to driving a longer period distance and period of time in the car. than what we are. So being just across the street, I think, wasn't that what you were saying, Nelson?
Yeah, I mean, California, just to go a good 15, 20 miles can take you an hour and a half to possibly 2 hours, depending on the time of day. And being so conveniently placed near one of these tech companies is such a plus, especially if you work there, that all you can do is ride your bicycle over there, walk on a nice day, or if you're feeling, a little lazy, take your electric vehicle over there. I'm sure there'll be electric charging ports where you can plug in and charge your car for free while you work. Why not?
Yeah. Okay, back to Millwood. Sorry, Carrie, I hijacked you for a minute.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a great point. If you work at Apple and you live in Millwood, there are lots of parts of Millwood where you can literally walk to work at Apple, which is awesome. And I have to say, Apple has some really, really nice campuses. I used to run through the Apple campus that was very close to where I lived, and the landscaping is beautiful. They, have all kinds of benefits for the people that work there, like on-site cafeterias and stuff. So if you're working at Apple, definitely look at Millwood.
I did hear, I don't know if you've heard this yet, but I did hear that they are building a bridge across Palmer over to the other side because they've got so much walking traffic going there. So they're going to do something that goes over Palmer for people to walk.
That's exciting.
Super smart because that highway or street, I guess you can call it. There's 55 and up.
Well, you feel like you're on a highway as fast as you can go on there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've gone 80. I don't recommend it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so Palmer Lane, for those who are not familiar, is a 6-lane. It's not a freeway because there are stoplights, but you can go pretty fast on it. Traffic moves pretty well. And if you live in Millwood, Palmer is what's going to give you access to MoPac, which is one of the major north-south freeways in Austin. And it's also going to give you access going north to a couple of different toll roads. So you can get very quickly to Round Rock, very quickly to I-35 if you want to go north on I-35. So I always really liked the convenience of living there as far as being able to hop on any one of several freeways and get to places pretty quickly.
I can agree with you because I live across the highway now from Millwood, and muy bueno.
Easy.
Muy bueno.
Yeah.
I didn't know what else to say, Nelson. You kind of ruined me for the day. I'm going to be thinking of everything in Spanish.
Oh, it's good.
And my Spanish is very limited, but
it's
hey.
better than most.
Right?
Carrie, what is your favorite part about that community that you decided to choose?
About Millwood?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Probably just the pure convenience of it being so close to so many different tech companies. So you've got Apple right there that we already talked about. You've also got Adobe has offices right there in Millwood, eBay, Google, Visa, and just a whole slew of other companies have offices that are either literally in Millwood or 5 to 10 minutes away, and it's so easy to get to.
Is there there's a park there in Millwood, right? And there's a bunch of areas that I think a hiking trail or something in between one of like Rattan Creek or one of those little neighborhoods in your area.
There are some like smaller hiking trails in the Rattan Creek area. And there's also access to the Northern Walnut Creek Trail, which is about, I think it's 3 or 4 miles of paved mixed use trail that goes across MoPac and kind of heads east. It's really nice place to bike or walk. Just absolutely beautiful, well-maintained trail. Tons of people go out there, enjoy it. If it's a nice sunny day, sometimes it's going to get a little bit crowded just because it's so nice and everybody loves it out there.
Wow.
I believe near also where you're at, there is I'm just a video gamer and I love it. There's EA right around the corner there as well, and they have a little office building up there. It's still considered in the Austin area, and that is one thing I know because every time I drive down Palmer, I just love seeing that little itty bitty sign. And I go, yes.
What's the housing market doing, Carrie, in Millwood?
So inventory is low, like the rest of Austin, although very, very slightly higher than some other parts of Austin that I've seen. Over the last 3 months, there's been about 1.25 months of inventory. So
Super.
That's low, but again, a little bit more than what we're seeing in some other parts of Austin. When I looked yesterday, there were 6 homes currently listed for sale.
Wow. And those go pretty quick.
Yes.
Yeah, because those are beautiful little homes that any investor would love to flip. I mean, I've seen houses go there from two bedroom, 2 bath that just beautiful inside because it's been less is more. It's a little bit easier to remodel and renovate a small home.
Well, one of the things
Yeah.
that I'm excited is the reasons that you chose that area is because although it's Austin address, it is Williamson County. So they're in the ETJ and they don't get taken over by Austin, and which is great. I mean, those residents in there unfortunately don't get to vote for mayor, but they do get a different taxation. They do get a different, codes and stuff that happen over there. So that's a very cool thing about Millwood, which I really admire and like.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I dig it. So, what about grocery stores over there on your side of the highway?
Ooh, grocery stores, my favorite subject. So there's one HEB right there in the neighborhood, and then there's 2 other HEBs within about 5 to 10 minutes of there. You got 2 Whole Foods locations that you can get to in under 10 minutes. Not just one, but 2. Sometimes they have different stuff, so you want to be sure to hit both your Whole Foods locations. There are also lots of different independent grocery stores, smaller grocery stores that you can go to. There's also an H Mart. And if you know what H Mart is, you're going to be excited about that. There's an H Mart about
H Mart.
10 to 15 away. Would you say that's about right in Cedar Park?
That's about right. And it is so fun to go there. I love that place.
H Mart.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to admit something. I've not been.
Oh, you're so close.
I know. And Nelson has told me over and over, you need to go here.
It is loads of fun.
Maybe we'll take an uncommon little trip and y'all can show me everything wonderful about it. Although I do like to shop, so I may just enjoy it.
Maybe y'all didn't know about this, but on Friday they got $10 bottle wines that you can sit and drink in their cafeteria.
Oh, wow.
$10. Yeah.
Maybe we need a Friday show with a little bit of vino.
Mm-hmm. And they have good selection of wine. It's no like, $2 Chuck, although that stuff is really good. I don't even know if it's
hey, quit knocking on Trader Joe's.
Yeah, but they have some good fun entertainment there. I love their food selection too. It's really fun. Carrie, what would you say your options for dietary restrictions in that area? Would you say there's a good source to go around to go shop for, let's just say, vegetarians or vegans?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's also a Sprouts that's really close by.
Hey, you're getting down to my neighborhood now. Sprouts.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah.
Sprouts, Whole Foods. Yeah, and as far as restaurants, there's tons of options there too. As there are, that's something that's pretty typical for all of Austin.
Yeah.
But you've also got, like, right there in the restaurant, you've got Thai restaurants, you've got a Japanese restaurant, you've got some sandwich places, some fast casual. You've got Tex-Mex restaurants, at least one sports bar. There's a Starbucks. I mean, everything is like right there in the neighborhood. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, we've also got Mean Greens as well over here, and I can't remember the other one that's by Costco. That it's super popular, and it's got wraps and salads and everything. I can't remember the name of it, and that's really kind of getting me because I like to go there. Things that pop out of your head.
Right.
But there's a lot for people who don't eat just anything they want, like me or something. But, what is your favorite restaurant over here in the Millwood area?
That's a tough one. Do I have to pick one favorite?
Two. I mean, your favorite restaurants and mine are going to be completely different because of our dietary choices.
Yeah, true. I really there's a Thai restaurant at Mopac. I mean, not Mopac, at Palmer and Amherst that's pretty good. I can't recall the name right now. I'd have to look.
There are a lot of food options over there. I mean, you can get lost in a day and just
you can.
everywhere. And the good part about you being so central and like the locale where Millwood is at is just it's you have options, but there are going to be future options as well because it's
Right.
developing so fast over there that you don't know what tomorrow holds. I mean, just Apple alone coming to that spot is big for future development.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
That restaurant I was trying to think of is Baby Greens,
Oh, okay.
and it's really good too. So it's just across. It's on 183, just across from where I am. So next time you're over, we're going to go over there. But so I chose, which kind of really works into Carrie's neighborhood of Millwood. I chose across the highway, which is the Great Hills, and it has the Arboretum and Barrington Oaks. And in Austin, it's really kind of identified as the 78759 zip code. And that kind of encompasses everything right there. And then beyond that, we've got Northwest Hills, we've got everything right around us. But that Great Hills, we've got these beautiful hill country views. We have a lot of deer. If you like deer, I feed them every night. There's a lot of deer. And we have, of course, the Great Hills Golf Course and the Great Hills Hiking Trail. I think that's what it's called. But the differences between Millwood and really when it comes over to the Great Hills and stuff, it's all very, very similar, except for when Carrie was talking about some of the demographics. They're a little bit different as far as population. I think you said, what, 12,900? Was that it?
Mhm.
I can't remember.
12,000, yeah.
Yeah. On this side, there's 40,700 people. So we've got a little bit more dense location here. And the per capita income is right around 56 versus I can't remember what it was.
I think it was around 43 in Millwood.
43.
Yeah,
so
43.
there's a little bit of difference. It's like maybe they're living in Millwood and then they're moving across the highway over here. But, and because the median household income in this area of Great Hills and Barrington Oaks is right around 85,500. Okay. So it is a little bit of a jump. But our housing inventory isn't that much different from across the highway, except for your number of homes. How many did you say were listed?
We've got 6 in Millwood right now.
We have 45.
Oh, wow.
That's a big number.
We've got 45. But here's the crazy thing. We're all looking at Austin and the appreciation and how home prices, I can't say values. People keep saying home values. We're realtors. All we can say is home prices. Home prices keep changing. The 12-month change in the list price in this area that I'm in, 33.4. That means we are in the last 12 months, the home prices have increased 33.4%. We are right now at a median list price of $775,000. Does anybody know what the Austin median is?
I remember it just being shy of 600, correct? Or did it
555?
555.
So we're way above what the Austin overall is. But it's kind of crazy. And we do have a golf course, so give us that. We do have the access of all these beautiful hills, and I mean it's amazing. That's why I love living over here. And then my area that I live in, we get all the deer off of the hiking trail, and I've got bucks that come eat every night and stuff like that. But we've got a lot of the same amenities that Millwood does, that Carrie was just talking about. But on our little side in our neighborhood, we do have an HEB. That's getting doubled in size. We have a Randall's, which I don't really do Randall's that much. But we also over here, Trader Joe's. We got Trader Joe's. So hey, you can't really knock that. But we share the Sprouts that Carrie was talking about because it's on the other side of 35. It literally takes me 6 minutes to go to Sprouts in the middle of the day. 6 minutes. And that's what I love about living over here. On this side of the highway, we also have Academy and PetSmart and Party City and a lot of different things. But Millwood and us, we share Costco, Sam's, Target, Home Good, which I've never been there. I need to go there. Nothing but Bunk Cakes. I have been there. Don't knock it. And then over in Gateway shopping area, which is at what is it called? 360. We have the Whole Foods, one of the Whole Foods that you were mentioning, because one is down here and one is up towards Cedar Parks. And then we have Crate and Barrel, Best Buy, which, hey, I've had Amazon orders not be able to come through, so I've had to run to Best Buy and get it. Sephora for your skin,
Wow, there's a lot of options over there.
That's right. We also have Nordstrom Rack, if you like Nordstrom Rack, and Saks Off and those. But I think
don't forget REI.
I totally forgot REI, and I love that place.
REI.
Totally forgot that. And then we have Arbor Walk, which is over on Mopac and Breaker. I think that's Breaker. Yeah, Breaker. And the cool thing about it is that's where I go to the Home Depot. So we've got a Home Depot here. We have, if you like Joann's Fabrics, we've got one of those, Marshalls, a bunch of different stuff. We also have a PGA store over here. But for the best part, if you're going to buy a car, or if you are like me, you like driving by and looking at all the empty car lots, we have Lexus, Porsche, Lincoln, Cadillac, Ford, and Chevrolet all right here in the neighborhood. So it's kind of crazy. We have all of those. But I have one favorite thing. When your family comes to visit, hook them up at the Renaissance Austin right here. And let them not have to stay with you. Just put them in a hotel room or send them down there packing. I'm trying to teach other people to do the same thing. But we also have a True by Hilton that's being built right there too. So
True by Hilton. Are those the ones? Is that the building with the blue and yellow?
I think so. I think they're kind of a modern look.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting stuff.
They're all over the place where popular cities are.
That's true. But for those meat eaters, we also have, Eddie V's, Chewy's, Pappadeaux. I'm not much of a fish person, but Pappadeaux. True Lux. Y'all like some True Lux?
I've never had it, actually, to tell you the truth.
Oh,
I've heard good things. I've heard really good things about it.
P.F. Chang's.
Oh.
I could be a P.F. Chang's in 3 minutes. Anybody want to meet me there?
Oh, wow.
Come on, let's go. I love it. We also have the Poorhouse, which is, it's P-O-U-R. For those of you who haven't been, it's not P-O-O-R. It's Poorhouse. We have great Mediterranean restaurants, a hookah lounge, the Cheesecake Factory, if you like to eat a cheesecake. Saltgrass. Oh, and McDonald's. We do have a McDonald's. But the great thing about the two areas that Carrie and I chose is the location to Apple, to Rackspace, to the Domain, with all of the tech places that are moving in there. Dell. We've got people don't talk about Dell. Why don't people talk about Dell? Dell started here.
Yeah. They are the original. They are the OGs, right?
They are.
Everyone's just jumping on the bandwagon.
If you're working at the Dell campus in Round Rock, you can get there via Mopac and the 45 tollway, and it takes maybe 10 to 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, about that. That's it.
It's an easy drive.
Yeah. So, we have tons of stuff. We're really kind of blessed over here to have all this. And Carrie, you said you lived there and you lived in Elwood for 5 or 7 years. Maybe we need to be back over here.
And these are just a few communities that we're just touching base on today. There's more. Everything is so close in Austin that you can essentially be on the east side of I-35 and you still get to where you're working in a few minutes, right? Given you're not going the opposite way of traffic or with traffic, right? You got to plan your day accordingly. And Austin is just so small in comparison to other major cities like San Antonio, Dallas, or Houston. We are very confined to our little spot. I believe it's 271 square miles that Austin is. So compared to 505 square miles in San Antonio. So that kind of tells you how small we really are.
It is small in Austin, and San Antonio has some great options too.
Mhm.
And I think that it's is it like right around 1 million people? 1.2 is what's in Austin right now.
Right now, yeah, it's
I
roughly around
think,
that number.
yeah, our numbers are hard to track because there's so many people that are moving here.
Mhm.
But there are tons of neighborhoods to choose from
Yeah.
in Austin, but it's really jumping in and finding out what you really want. And we've highlighted 2 really cool ones. And Nelson, what's on the ground down in Mirador?
Well, Mirador is actually, one of those communities that actually just got approved recently. We don't know much about it. I've tried calling their project developer and their project managers. I left voicemails, but I'm sure they're busy and they're just like, oh, I don't have time for this guy. But
We know you did some digging.
I love doing my research and I love going deep into it. So the community is, one of those communities that's about to start by Heinz. And if you don't know much about Heinz, Heinz has been here in Texas for about 64 years. They've, since 2005, had maybe their foot in about 20 communities and maybe have built around 10,000 homes, but with another 20,000 in development. So that shows you that they are capable of doing, what we need, especially here in Austin, is homes. We need houses. And if they can contribute it, why not? The better. They are partnered with 4 other companies. And these companies, you may not know of them or have heard of them, but I highly say that you should research them. So it's Tres Capital, Carnival Ventures, and Sunimoto Forestry. They are the 3 major investors that are partnering with this deal.
What was that last one?
Suitomo Forestry.
What in the heck?
Yeah, I know.
Who is that, and why are they in housing?
They are a Japanese company, and they know probably more than I do about Austin. And the fact that why would a Japanese company invest in Austin? Why not, right? It's a popular place. So I over the weekend, I was just out and I was just seeing how I haven't been downtown in a long time. And the fact that I see it's more busy and busy every time I go, it shows me how many people are coming here from all over the place. I met a couple that is trying to move here from Venezuela, and I just happened to be at Parker's Jazz Club on downtown, and they were there waiting to get in. Trying to move here from Venezuela, and they are coming down here because they know how popular and how it's just the place to be right now is in Austin. So I was shocked to find them there, but hey, the more people here, the merrier, right? This community, we don't know much about it, like I said, but I'm sure with the fact that they're buying 1,400 acres or they bought 1,400 acres worth of land, there is room for a lot of development. Right now, they're planning to build 2,500 single family homes and around 50 acres worth of multi-family lots.
Okay, say that one more time, just so everybody really gets that.
25 single family homes.
2,500.
2,500. That's 2,500. It's expected. So from what they've said, it's going to be a 6-year project. And that means, hopefully if we're on top of our stuff, we can get you in, because if you need to get a home and you want one built, they offer several different types of builders. They're going to have Gehan Homes, Lennar, David Weekley, Highland, and MHI Homes. So these are builders that are very familiar with Texas. And if that's something you're looking for, I would highly recommend you contact one of us at Uncommon to do the research for you to get you into that foot door. They are expecting to start at the end of this year and have the first home for sale by 2023, by the first quarter is what they're expecting. Things can work a lot faster.
Wow.
That's a long time from now, but things can work a lot faster. I hate saying it, where the money is, and they're so close to Tesla. I'm very key on locale, and where their position is just east of the 130 on Pierce, and I believe from my research that I'm trying to look through, it's going to be north of Sunchase Parkway, which is a little bit east of the 130. I love doing research, going to, the Travis County appraisal district, looking at the map, doing my research. You can find out where it's there. That's a lot of
So,
land. 1,400 acres.
2,500 homes, and how many mixed use?
So there's going to be 50 acres worth of multifamily. So townhomes, duplexes, attached, detached townhomes, and quadruplexes, I believe, if that is a correct word. I'm saying it's quadruplex, right?
Well, yeah, that is it. That's it.
Yeah, quadruplexes. So that's a lot of homes. And then I believe 75 acres worth of commercial land. So you're going to have things for, supermarket, movie theaters, things that they deem are be necessity for the community. They will have amenities because it's a master plan community. So don't expect it to be just, small area. No, it's 1,400 acres worth of land. There's going to be a 60-acre lake. That's huge. I mean, that's pretty big.
60-acre lake. Well, that's pretty big.
It's pretty big, and around 600 acres worth of greenbelt. So that is massive. The fact that you can go out and, I love going on hikes and take a dog or, a partner just going out and explore. That's something that is really cool. The fact that they're going to preserve 600 acres for the green.
That's amazing because that is such a popular. What is it? Austin, people who live in Austin like to get out and be active and are always doing stuff.
Yeah.
It is crazy the amount of things that people do out in the wild. I'm going to call it the wild within the city limits.
Just be very careful when you walk in uncharted territory. You never know. Well, there could be a snake. Wear the appropriate, boots, covering so you don't get injured. It's happened, and I've seen scary stories. So you don't want to know what a snake bite can look like if it's venomous. So be careful.
This is true.
Yeah,
this is true.
It's very true. And I'm all about locale and the fact that it's right there off near the 71, 130. You will have access to a lot of opportunities from that community. You can go north to Tesla by a few minutes. You are there. Continue on the 130 and continue going north. Go south to San Antonio. You have the 71 going west to get to the airport. Shouldn't be no more than 10, 15 minutes from that area. You can go east down to 71 to get your way down to Houston, or just go down a little bit more west to hit downtown Austin. That is a good local point. And if you look at it on a map, it is probably very, very good piece of land to have down there.
How far do you think that this neighborhood is going to be, let's say from, going up north, let's say Pflugerville? How far do you think?
It'll be about a 20-minute drive off the 130.
20-minute drive. So that's not bad because in Pflugerville, there's a ton of shopping that is in existence right now. There's a Costco, which
is a
driving down the road with Nelson, it is, okay, we got to pay attention. You need to pay attention a lot more to this neighborhood, Robbie, because there's a Costco in it. And it's kind of funny, but I know you like the Costco's.
Oh, I love Costco's. And the fact if you can get stop one shop, you got everything at Costco, I would say go to it. And going out to Pflugerville, it's straight there. And you continue go on the 130 at 85 miles per hour. So if 20 minutes might be reasonable at 65, it might be a little bit quicker at 85 miles per hour. You can go south down to San Antonio. And if you prefer to commute, and I know me being from California, a 3-hour commute would be a normal thing to get to work. And getting to San Antonio on the 130 should be no less than maybe 50 to 65 minutes tops. And that's a lot of distance to traverse. So to be able to get there to the city, if that's where you're going to work, that is not a bad spot to be at as well. Going east to Houston would be a good direct shoot right down the 71, and you can continue to get down there and make your appropriate directional turns.
So your California trip for 3 hours round trip to work is what we would drive to Houston.
Yeah, you can get straight to Houston
or to Dallas.
From there, it would be no more than 2 hours and 45 minutes to 3 hours to get to Dallas.
Yeah,
that's not bad at all, because I've known people who travel one way 2.5 hours or 3 hours in California just to get to work because of traffic. Now, they can make the appropriate arrangements to wake up earlier to get there, but honestly, traffic starts at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, it can be bad. And so traveling here, there's a lot of land to, venture out and drive past, but you have access to that from that locale and that community. If I can get a call back from them. I hope they do call me soon, or if not, I'm gonna keep pestering them.
Mirador, call Nelson.
Mirador, please, because that is information that I am dying to know, whether future everything, tax rate, all of that stuff. I want to know because I want to tell my viewers and my clientele, like, hey, this is a good spot to be at right now. There are similar communities that are nearby as well. One of them is more north. It's called Whisper Valley. They are an energy efficient community, and they're sold out at the moment, and it's very hard to get your foot through that door. But if you can get into Mirador before all of that starts, you can get yourself on that waiting list way ahead of time before anyone else does, and you can jump that before it happens. So I would highly recommend we all do our research here at Uncommon, because that is a good opportunity for our clients.
Yeah, I mean, if you even come back to the Great Hills area, where we went up 33.4% on the list price situation, it's because we don't have housing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've got 2,500 homes coming in and all of this, that's going to help ease a little bit. I mean, it's going to take 6 years, and we're going to have the people to fill it. But you've talked about some major points that we really need to hit on. San Antonio is a viable option.
Mm-hmm. And a commute from there.
That commute time.
Yeah, it's
and
simple.
there are great neighborhoods in that area, and it's a completely different price point, which is wonderful. I read an article the other day talking about what people are wanting out of their housing and their lifestyle, and they're needing space, and they're wanting their family and community around. And you've got options all around here, but 2,500 homes is going to be a significant little dump into our market.
Yeah, definitely. And that'll ease the burden off a lot of, sellers in Austin who are, they want to get out or they want to sell, but you see the supply this morning. Affordably, I looked up, there's around 247 homes on the market right now, just in Austin city limits. And that, to me, and by affordable, I mean a number that I'm comfortable with. May not be comfortable for anyone else.
What's that number, Nelson? What's that number?
Yeah, that is, I mean, to compete, if you're going to have 10,000 employees coming to work at Tesla, how are they all going to be able to, find a house if there's only 247 available to buy? That is, that becomes a war amongst negotiation skills and things like that, or highest bid in this case. It can be scary to sell your house where you're leaving to come to a new place and not have an actual roof over your head. That's a scary thought. I mean,
actually, to play off of that, yesterday I went to HEB in my neighborhood, and there was a people talk to me. I don't know why, but some people just kind of come up and talk to me. And a husband and wife living at the extended stay because his job started, and they haven't been able to get a home yet. They haven't been able to find one that they would win. Yeah. So it's kind of a crazy situation to really think about, such a huge issue of housing. So that's going to really kind of kick in and play a part.
Yeah, definitely. Karen, I'm definitely going to watch out for it, because that's something I'm very interested in, and it's something that I want to keep my eye on, because that I see potential there. And that's what I want to give out to everyone that I know.
It's huge news coming in, and 130 is a great road to use. And now that we're saying it, I hope the traffic doesn't kick up way too much.
Yeah, secret's out now. Thanks, Robbie.
I know we just kind of screwed it there, because now everybody's gonna be driving 130 because they were listening to us. But hey, if you've downloaded the podcast and you're listening to us, then that's okay. But if you're not, get off of 130, because I like getting to the 85 and 90 and kind of I'm not gonna stop there, but you know what I mean. I like that fast, and I am the type of person who will always drive the toll anytime I can get in it to stay moving.
Definitely.
I personally feel like there's so many accidents in the stop and the go and the stop and the go, because four cars behind, he's not going to remember to stop in between the stop and the go.
Very scary.
So and it's great. Austin's roads are getting so much better.
Yeah.
Overall, I mean, we've got the 130, we have 183. They all kind of intersect and kind of connect, and it's kind of really brilliant, because I can be over on 130 in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm glad they're starting to future-proof everything, because Yeah, Austin is getting so popular. What are we going to do when there's no space? We have to be able to adapt to the situation. And I see that a lot of the civil engineering is taking the right steps to get to that point.
I want to be the first one who goes to work in a helicopter. On the day. I don't have to deal with that. No.
I thought you were scared of heights, Robbie. Are you going to
I
be
am scared of heights. I'll be like this. I'll be covering my eyes. It won't matter. I'll be like, have my earphones on or something and listening to some crazy show and cover my eyes. I don't, yeah.
No, it's the beauty of Austin. There's so much to offer here. And one thing that I really look forward to is getting to do more of these with y'all, because this is a lot of fun, and to be able to talk to each other about what's going on in Austin to educate our viewers is something that I find very entertaining.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about topics from Austin all the way into San Antonio and all around, and looking at some of the housing opportunities, you know, down the 35 corridor, the 130, and, you know, even the 281 corridor. You know, we've got 3 great roads that go from here to there and beyond. But we're really going to tackle just more things than Austin. We're going to look at some of the situations and some of the housing opportunities and limited things in San Antonio as well, and Blanco and New Braunfels, and even look at some of the issues in the wonderful Buda and Kyle and
all of those little
all
cities
that area
line up right on that I-35. It's just gonna all become one giant metropolis.
I think so. And, you know, it's not hard. You know, growing up in Dallas-Fort Worth, going from Fort Worth to North Dallas was an hour and a half way back then. Yeah. And it's still kind of, you know, as roads have gotten better, it's still distance. But, you know, y'all know me. I buy my cars in, you know, San Antonio, and, you know, I go there for service. And so it's not any big deal for me to drive.
Not at all.
But there's a bunch of homes and housing all through, and we're going to get in and cover it. And not only have I enjoyed doing these, but I've had so much fun getting to know everybody, you know, spending more time with Carrie and you, Nelson. And it's been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to a lot more.
Keep an eye out on us, because we'll be doing some more stuff. And I believe one thing I really want to do is go tour a lot of homes. I mean, tour new construction homes, do some videography in there, get that, you know, show our viewers these kind of stuff, because if you're coming from out of state, you may not be able to come down to Texas as often as you would like. You know, we can supply these kind of things for you. If you're renting possibly in Austin while your house is being built, our job is to go, you know, do what we need to do for you. If we need to go view it, we'll do it. Video it, we'll video it. So I'm excited, because next week I think we have something special planned for everyone, right?
Yeah, I think we do.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm down.
So if you're liking our shows, make sure that you hit the thumbs up or hit the like button so other people will find it as well. And be sure and subscribe and enable those notifications if you're enjoying watching our shows, so you'll be notified to those. Our contact information are in the show notes below. Be sure and check us out. Carrie, anything you want to throw back out there?
Yeah, I mean, 3 great areas that we talked about today, all with a lot of opportunity and a lot of possibility.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see where Mirador comes in on pricing, and you know, Millwood's got some great ones.
I think I said it, but I didn't really touch much about it. But with the airport being so close, like that is to Mirador, it's a 5-10 minute, 15 minutes, depending on traffic, to get to the place. If you have family coming in, how cool would that be? Like, I don't want to have to drive an hour through traffic just to get to the airport and then an hour back. No, I've got it right there, right around the corner. And man, I have a lot of family coming in, so that would be like a huge plus for me to be able to just scoot on. I'll just tell them the Uber. I mean, it's a cheap Uber.
Remember, neighbors, family kind of start to stink after 3 days, so make sure you're close to the airport.
Yeah, and then send them back. Hey, adios, amigos.
Adios. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
I'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a good day.
Thanks, everybody.